I'm from South Carolina. I moved out here, and they had me thinking Orange County was just the Holy Grail. Oh, you go to Orange County, they got that money in Orange County. I'm from LA, so Brian gonna have to take a detour real quick, put me on game about the right, and then we'll get back on track. Don't lose your train of thought.
Yeah, I don't subscribe to the LA Rams, but.
Why not? Whoa. Let's talk about this. Hold on. Sometimes you just gotta go with how you feel.
I am old enough to remember a time where it was weird to be on the internet.
My name is Travay Hatton.
This is Rob Palacio. This is gonna be a beautiful thing for sure. Top of the morning to you, sir.
What it do? It is it's a lovely morning.
Man, it's a little early, but we gonna get it done.
I got it this morning, and I knew I was excited, like I was ready to get on the pod. But I had I went to the gym, then I made my wife some breakfast.
Wait, you got the gym in already?
Oh yeah, I got the gym. I got the 4:45.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, bruh. You've been on my head, so I was just like, you know what? Let me go ahead and start my day off, because I'm not gonna have time to do it. Like, I got a baby, so like, once my wife leaves, like that baby she be looking at me and I be looking at her, and we just smile at each other. But I got up, bro. Went to the gym, got back. I said, yeah, I'm about to go crazy. Like, I'm about to dominate. I cut fruit, packed my wife lunch, made her some breakfast, and then I was like, "Oh, it's 6:30. She ain't even out of bed because she get up out the bed at 6."
Okay.
I'm like, this girl done overslept. I go in there, I wake her up. She go, I don't got to get up to 7:15. I said, ooh, I done got too happy. Now listen, I done threw myself off, but it's all good. I'm thankful. How was your morning? How was getting up this morning for you?
It was good. I did not think about the gym this morning. I was like, oh, I'll do it in a little bit. But, you know, I've been waking up feeling a little bit more refreshed than usual, more than normal, because, you know, I have been on my little regimen of working out lately and, you know, dropped a few pounds. I think since January, I'm down now 12 pounds, something like that.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. You getting it in.
Yeah, so feeling good. Got my little bit of coffee, switched to decaf. I don't drink coffee every morning, but, you know, just trying to slowly change a lot of different habits.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, switch to decaf.
I should probably jump on that wave now. I'm just get out of bed in the morning. I'm a cup of coffee.
Yeah. So I was reading this thing about you're supposed to wait, or you should wait an hour or two after you wake up to get all the, what's the hormone that makes you feel sleepy? Let that leave your body, because that will...
not cortisol.
I forget what it is.
But no, you're right. When I was studying for the MCAT, when I was doing my study, and I was watching this dude, shout out to Yusuf. He has amazing content on YouTube if you study for the MCAT. He was saying he was going in and taking an exam for one of his classes. And he was like, one of his homeboys was already chugging the Celsius at like 7 a.m. And he was like, where your Celsius at? He was like, I'm good. I'm just waiting for my natural energy to kick in. I'm just waiting on what, you know, my body, after a while, it's going to get up on its own. I didn't know that. So, but for right now, I'm trying to get back focused. So I'm going to need that compliment.
Yeah. There's a lot to that. We could delve into that. I learned so much about that. So I waited. I got up at like 5:45-ish, 6-ish. So I didn't quite make an hour, but, you know, close enough. I went downstairs. I had to do a few things. So I've been moving around. So I feel up, but, you know, I kind of wanted some coffee. So I'm doing that.
I'm going to tell you about the ugly truth about me. Man, when I get up out of that bed, I have about 50 million different voices in my head telling me to sit my black stuff back down, lay back down.
That might be everybody.
Don't move. I be like, I was trying to counter it with some motivation in my head. Boy, get up. You got this. Don't need.
So look, let me give you the secret of my success. So I have an 11-year-old and he is not proficient yet in getting up in the morning. So some days he really surprised me. Like I get out of bed and he already, in the shower doing whatever he got to do. Right. But there are some days that dude be sleep like it's 9 p.m. And I'm like,
yeah. You like, bruh.
I'm like, the alarm went off. Somehow he turned it off and like he's still asleep, So just because every now and then that could still happen, I'm up. I just get up. I drag myself to the living room. And if I could hear him, I leave him alone to kind of give him the thought process. He's doing it on his own. But a lot of times I walk in and if sometimes I walk in, he already got clothes on. I don't know what time he got up. He got clothes on already. And I'm like, oh, good morning. And he's like, oh, good morning, Dad. And then I just go make breakfast. He come out, he eat, and then he leave. Just trying to get himself sufficient. But just because I don't need the day starting with chaos, I'm just there to make sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's going smooth. Then did that start him sleeping as hard as he does now? Was he like that when he was younger as well?
Yeah, he's always been a hard sleeper, and I think he's just trying to form the habit. Like things were a little different previously, so he's just in the middle of learning better habits for him. One of the things I preach religiously is to all my kids, get up early so that you can take your time. You know what I mean? You can walk to the shower casually. You can get out the shower casually. You can sit and eat breakfast casually. And like, you don't start your day off in chaos, running for the car, running for the school bus, running to get here, putting on clothes, forgetting things. Like, just start your day off calm so you can start in a peaceful place to give yourself a good shot of having a good day.
I wish I would have been told that. I wish I would have been told that as a kid. So I think I fell in love with the chaos. I think I fell in love with running.
Yeah, it's addictive.
Yeah, it is. And I'm like, I can get this done.
I don't know where my shoes are. I don't know where my keys are. Yep. I did it all, bro.
I like that rush. I don't know what, so I'm trying to reprogram it, but I am blessed because my son is a early riser. I don't know where he got it from. His mom, I guess his mom is an early riser. But my son, he gets up, he'll be up in 45 minutes. He gets up at 7:45.
Okay.
Sometimes he wakes up before that. I don't really know. But I go in his room and he's just laying there. He'll lift his head up when I walk in. He'll say, good morning. And I'll be like, what you want for breakfast? He'll already be up. You know what I mean? Sometimes he come in our room. He's sick. So, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes he'll come in there first. But yeah, most of the time, he be beating me out of bed. So that's another thing I'll be having to talk to myself about. I'm like, I can't be letting him beat me out of bed in the morning. He wide awake. You know what I mean? So, but I guess I'll do the honors because it's been a big week for me. And we starting out super light.
I was trying to ignore it, but you know what? You guys made me proud. Go ahead.
It's been a big week for me, man. I just can't believe this moment in my life to be a part of this amazing organization. like I'm a player.
Like I'm a player.
But shout out to the Philadelphia Eagles, man. I've been a long time fan. Shout out to McNabb, shout out to Vic, Nick Foles, Carson Wentz, all the guys that laid the groundwork.
So what you thinking them for? They ain't win.
No, I'm just saying that made us a winning organization.
Okay. Fair enough.
Wentz and
Wentz. Okay, yeah, Wentz. Yeah, when you said McNabb, it kind of triggered me.
McNabb, we relax. Y'all beat us in 2004. You got it. You can have that. You know what I mean? But since then, since McNabb even put that thought in our organization's head that we could go to Super Bowls, that we could compete, it's been a constant quest. So shout out to the Eagles. We've won 2 Super Bowls out of the past 8 years. So we're making our move.
No. Don't do that. Don't do that. You guys are 2 Super Bowls ever.
Hey, but, hold on, guys. Come
Say
on.
it with me. Ever.
Why you trying to ruin my moment for me?
I'm not. I just want to be accurate. That's all.
But I heard an interesting statistic the other day is that that the Eagles have only been to the Super Bowl 5 times, and we won 2 out of 5. So I'll take that stat. We could be the Buffalo Bills.
You could.
You know what I mean?
You could.
There's so many teams out there that get there and never get it done. And we're only one of 6 teams. We're one of 6 teams that have multiple Super Bowls now. So when I think about that, there's only 6
You're in
teams
good company.
there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, okay, it's the Pittsburgh Steelers, the New England Patriots, okay, multiple Super Bowls. Then, you got to think about the Eagles now.
Let's stop there. Let's do that again. Let's do that again. There is the New England Patriots, and then there are the rest. And then you're talking the 49ers, the Dallas Cowboys, the Steelers, and everybody else.
No.
There's 3 tiers. There's 3 tiers. Patriots, the 3 teams I just mentioned, and then everybody else.
No, you say, man, those Eagles, though, right after you say, or probably before you say Patriots, even just the body of work Eagles put together, you know what I mean?
Look, man, look, in all seriousness, fly, Eagles, fly, okay?
There we go.
You guys did it. You did a thing.
There we go.
You made me proud.
Yeah, we saved America. We say, listen. I dare say we made America great again.
No,
I mean, I dare say it. I mean, I'm just saying we were there. All right. I think they showed Taylor Swift, the over under on Taylor Swift. I'm gonna be wrong. I'm not gonna guess, but they didn't show her more than 3 times.
Man, do you know how hard I was trolling during the whole Super Bowl?
Yeah. I
was on Facebook like, what's up? I only seen Taylor Swift once today. What's going on? Like,
they tired of it. America was fed up. Even the camera crew, man.
I heard they booed her. I didn't see it. I didn't see that part. I heard they booed her though.
Oh, it was a lot of Philly fans there.
Yeah. Travis Kelce stopped trying at some point. They got like video of him like just like not even running the route, just kind of like whatever.
They don't disrespect Travis Kelce, but my boy pregame fit was wild. They said that boy came in there looking like I ain't gonna say what.
Man, if you old enough, you've seen that in real life. Like, what's wild about that? It's like early 70s outfit. I ain't that old, but like,
Yeah, but they said I ain't heard a different comment, but I'm gonna let that one go. But okay, my Eagles won. We're probably going back next year.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty confident.
Wow.
At the beginning of the year, I want to say I looked on Vegas bet. And it was, if you bet $100 on the Eagles, it was 15-1.
Okay.
So you would have won, what was that, $1,500 or 15,000? I don't know how it works. 100-1 is it 1,500 or 15,000, right? You know, on top of your head.
No shit. I am not a man. That's not what I do for a living. I'm not even thinking.
But, I just, I remember I had that $100 in my hand and I went out to eat at Texas Roadhouse instead.
Did you? Right after the Super Bowl?
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Just a little joke, but I guess the main thing is what I learned from the Eagles is trust the process. And I'm just trying to tie it into our podcast right now. But we started out the season 3-2. We kind of didn't have an identity, and it's a long NFL season, as you know. We ended up winning 10 straight, which was incredible. Didn't see that coming. A lot of close games too, but we were still always the questionable team. Then we went and lost to the Commanders, and then the Commanders got hot. Okay, and I'm just gonna fast forward. We lost to the Commanders at the end of the season. We 14-3, and then the Commanders get hot. They beat the best team in the playoffs, in my opinion, which was the Detroit Lions. Okay, so this is the NFC Championship I'm talking about. So the week of, I was more worried about the NFC Championship than I was the Super Bowl, to be quite frank with you. But man, after seeing them play the Commanders, I had no doubt. I mean, I had my head was so high the past 2 weeks, you couldn't tell me nothing. I was telling people at work, it's going to be a blowout. I literally was. I can't make this up. It's going to be a blowout. And man, lo and behold, I wish I would have bet my money on my boy. That's the only thing I wish, bro. But let's, you ready to shift, man? Because This one right here, this halftime show.
We'll get there in time. So I'm gonna give you my thoughts from my side of
the Eagles.
Yeah, well, I mean, congratulations wholeheartedly, right? Like, I didn't see, the Eagles being that successful this year. I'll be honest, I really didn't see that. So, good on them. And I do like your quarterback. Jalen Hurts is the truth. He is not going to go down and unless he get a few more like that, he's not going to be one of the greatest of all times. He's going to go down as a good quarterback, a formidable quarterback for his time. Just the way he plays the game the right way. You can tell he works hard. I enjoy watching him, honestly, over Patrick Mahomes. I think Patrick Mahomes is special, but there's something about Patrick Mahomes that just does not appeal to me. I'll watch it for entertainment value. It's almost a circus act for me. And that in itself is a talent and all those things, but I'm just not into that, man.
It's not traditional football.
It's weird. I seen him take a few hits and make mistakes because it's one of those things. It's like how we used to say about if you're old enough, the way Brett Favre used to play, it's like rolling the dice on, being a gunslinger, right? So when you make it work, it looks amazing and you're like, how did he do that? But when it's not working, you're like, what a dumb decision, and I don't know, man, the low levels that I play football, I say that comparison to you, D1 athlete, and just me watching the game of football religiously since I was 11 years old, I feel like I know good football. And so, I mean, it was a gimmick. It lasted for a while. He's got rings. He's talented, but that was never sustainable to me. And now it looks like it finally caught up. A couple years in, it caught up. So meanwhile, he's going to be wildly successful, but I got tired, not because it's my guy. It's just, the comparisons to Tom Brady. I'm like, stop. You're good. You're not that, that thought process that he exhibits. Same thing for Travis Kelce. You're benefiting because, you got that always happens in football, right? There's always that team that comes up with the new gimmick and then it takes them a while to catch up, right? If you remember, college football, when, the Oregon Ducks started doing the no huddle thing and they were putting up 60 points. I don't know if you remember that time period, in the 2010s.
No.
Yeah. No one knew what to do with them because they started this no huddle offense thing. Maybe, right around the 2010s. And then guess who adopted it? The Patriots. Then we started hanging around the time we had Randy Moss actually is when that happened.
Yeah, y'all was going crazy. Yeah.
And we were putting 50 points up on people. Easy, right? Just tiring everybody out. But the Patriots, they knew every couple of years, you shift gears, you shift tactics. We then went to a 2 tight end offense and then what's the name went to jail and whatever. But, that's the league. You come up with a new gimmick, a new way to do things. The league catches up after a while. They shut it down, right? It's always that. And I actually thought, I was like, oh, the Commanders are going to make it, but the Eagles got there. They did their business. That was fun to watch. The game itself wasn't that fun because it was kind of over after the first quarter, but that was definitely that, man. I don't know. We'll see what happens next year. I'm not prepared to say.
Eagles back in it. You are.
They're going to make playoffs for sure. I don't know if they're going to be that hot. I don't know, but I like your confidence in your team. How about
100%. 100%. I ain't never been as confident in my team in a long time. I gotta say, man, I'm definitely not confident in my basketball team. That's a whole other conversation. But I want to go back to that comment you said about Patrick Mahomes.
Okay.
Let's circle back. What is it? Because I feel the same way about him.
Mahomes?
I don't really like his swag.
I don't even like how he walk. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like how he walk.
Chill, bro.
And I know that make me sound like I got a lot of hate, but I really don't. Yeah. I really don't.
I don't know what it is about, bro.
Somebody is listening to this podcast about ready to turn the TV off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because we wilding, but I'm just saying, bro, he just don't. He don't remind me of like if I was a kid, that wouldn't be my favorite quarterback. You know what I mean? Like you know how kids be like,
Yeah.
ooh. But then again, I can't say that because I mean at the schools that I coach flag football, they be. I had to humble them this week.
Okay.
Last week, side story. But I coach flag football for my school district, and a bunch of my little kids that I coached were wearing Chiefs jersey last week. They were all Eagles going down, Eagles getting blew out, and Coach T don't forget. So I had to stroll through those gates yesterday with my Eagles hoodie on, and I have to go
Man, leave the
personally.
kids alone.
I had to go personally, put my hand on their back, and let them know that everything will be all right. That it's only a butt whooping, and things get better at the time.
Wow, you talk to them kids like that?
Oh yeah. I'm an old school coach. I don't play around. I'm an old school coach. I don't spread a rod. But Patrick Mahomes. Back on Patrick Mahomes. This man, I will say this though: if he would have won it, if Patrick Mahomes would have won it,
oh god,
he definitely still would have been in debate for the greatest quarterback of all time. He didn't win it, but you got it. If he would have won it, he would have been that dude. Rob, come on now.
No,
bro.
I mean, he's look. Take nothing from him. Something is special about him for sure.
Man,
the greatest of all time? No.
Brady got 7, right?
Yeah.
How many years until Brady gets 7?
So put it like this.
No.
I'm gonna answer your question. Tom Brady technically has 3 different careers. And each career, he's won multiple Super Bowls. I don't think we'll see that again. Like, Tom Brady should have been done twice. Man. And honestly, like, I expected him to be done a few of those times. So, and he wasn't. So, it's really crazy. And you could say, oh, he was a system quarterback. He's just living off Belichick, which I do think every successful team obviously is living off their coach, but you got to put that game plan in. You got to create the culture. So I don't know if that's, we have these terms in football. It's just stupid. Like, you're a game manager. Like, ain't that what a quarterback's supposed to do? Ain't you supposed to manage the game?
Manage the game? I do hate that.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. So, there's some, I don't know, going back to that question, there's something about him that I go, ugh. And then he does something crazy and I'm like, wow, that was really wild.
That was all right. You're like, that was all right.
No, I'm like, that's wild. That's wild. I mean, he obviously knows how to play the position. He's obviously really talented, right? Like, he's got a baseball background. He can throw the ball in crazy ways, but there's just something about it, man. I just go, I don't want to, I'm not my quarterback. And if my son play football, I don't want him acting like that. The
only thing I can give to you is Tom Brady beat him in the head-to-head. Tom Brady beat him in the head-to-head was probably the biggest thing that could have happened in the Super Bowl as far as legacy. Now, if he would have beat Tom Brady for the exit, that would have been the big deal for me.
See, I don't like those comparisons, though, because it's not always like you can take the stats versus the stats, and I guess you can play with that. But at the end of the day, for instance, one of those times Eli Manning beat us, right? That wasn't
one of those times. My bad.
I'm just playing. That wasn't. Shut up. That wasn't Tom's fault, right? That wasn't Tom's fault. So, if you really think about it, like, there's that catch on the helmet, right? Like, those things happen. Tom Brady ain't playing defense. The quarterback isn't playing defense. You can't do nothing about that. So there are a lot of those kind of performances where the quarterback could be balling out and it still doesn't happen, whether the other team's that good or your defense is tripping or whatever. So I don't know. But in terms of, like, for me, the intangibles is when the chips are down, are you adjusting? Can you do certain things? And Patrick Mahomes, he just got more scared. He just started running around. He actually did the worst thing you could do.
Hold on. I think
that dude was running for his life.
Yeah, the D-line was crazy. Okay, I give it to the Eagles D-line. Shout out to them. But that they just got outplayed. That don't really damage is what he's done up until now.
No, not at all. Not at all. He did get outplayed, but there was never a semblance of, we have championship pedigree. Like if that was my Patriots that got spanked like that in a Super Bowl, I would be hot. I'd be like, blow the team up. That's where I'd be.
I feel you.
I'd be like, blow the team up.
There's some Chiefs fans that are like that. It's because you're a Patriots fan. It's some fans that
is that what
like
it
that.
is?
100%. It's because you're a Patriots fan and championship pedigree. And I'm just being on a team like that, man. There's not many. I mean, the Chicago Bears, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and probably the Patriots are the only teams that I can think of that literally ran the NFL for a few. Cowboys did it for a little while in the 90s. I mean, those are the only teams I can think about like that. So when you're a fan of those teams, that's why I do feel bad for Cowboys fans, because if you were born in the 70s or 80s and you became a Cowboys fan, well, you thinking your life is going to be pretty darn good.
The Cowboys should have been forever, to be honest. The Cowboys should have been forever. I don't know what happened. I know what happened, but
different podcast. But I'm just saying, there's Chiefs fans out there saying that right now. It's because it's new, and regardless of what you say, as somebody who's growing older in this world and the game of football is changing, your views on the game as a viewer change as well. So you saying use championship pedigree. Well, this is the new pedigree. It just don't look the same, okay? They do.
I don't think what they're doing is sustainable.
But he don't got nobody, though. He's winning with. He got DeAndre Hopkins and Xavier Worthy.
Yeah, Hopkins is old. He's old for a wide receiver.
And that's what I'm saying. I mean, they got back. All in the regular season, Raw, they didn't beat anybody by more than 30 points.
I get it. We've had that year where we weren't even supposed to be in the conversation and we won. We've had that, right? Like everyone leaves or, things just ain't working out well, whatever. I understand all that. So, and even in taking the L, but what I'm saying is, I don't see that sort of, besides the coach, Andy Reid is, listen, man, like one of the greatest to ever do it.
Andy Reid, that dude.
Patrick Mahomes is going to be one of the greatest quarterbacks for sure.
Oh, he said it. That's all I wanted to hear. That's all I wanted to hear.
For sure. I don't like how it looked, but for sure. But that team as a team, that's going to fall apart. And I don't know if they're going to rebuild it the way that they should time and time again. Even the Cowboys did it with one little nucleus in that time period. And they just had several of those throughout history, right? But like that 90s Cowboys team was that team. And then they went and got a few key pieces. Some of them came from the 49ers, right? So like, especially Deion Sanders, and they were able to
get Deion?
Huh?
Didn't they get Deion
from the 49ers? Yeah.
Yeah.
Along with a few other people. And, like there was a lot going on there. But then also like when you run into the Buffalo Bills, like that deep into the playoffs, it's going to be what it is. Now, Buffalo let me down. I thought Buffalo was going to be able to do it. I really thought, but hey.
Hold that Buffalo Bills thought for me, because I want to talk about that MVP.
Okay.
I want to talk about that MVP. But no, go ahead.
I'm just saying, like, I'm not really seeing right now, not that there isn't one being built and everyone believes in their team, but I'm not seeing that team that looks like, oh, they're going to be around for a little while. I'm not seeing that right now.
You just seen it. You just saw it.
I saw a team dying. We'll see if they revamp. I could be wrong, but I don't think that team. I think this is the end of Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs for a little while.
I'm talking about the Eagles. I don't care nothing about.
Oh, the Eagles, maybe. All right, maybe.
We there. We had a rough year. I'm young though.
This might be your round one. We'll see.
I got one of the youngest defenses in the NFL, number one defense, might I say. Mm-hmm. We Georgia University, half of our defense is from the University of Georgia, where they are actual dogs. Yeah. And so it just feels good. Feels good.
Right. So what did you think? So, in the spirit of talking football to some degree, one of the things I noticed even a week before the Super Bowl, and it's been on my mind kind of heavy, and I was actually trying to think of a show topic leaning towards that. I just kind of didn't know how I wanted to verbalize it. Mm-hmm. But I noticed the aggressive marketing over the years for certain things, even in the name of controversy, just to get a buzz around things. Like now it doesn't matter if it's, a positive thing, a negative thing. There's just this hype of whatever information we could put out there to put a buzz behind something, we're going to do it. So what I noticed over the last few years is every year during the Super Bowl, there's always a heartfelt story, some tragedy. There's always something negative where someone has said or done something or some news comes to light, right? And then right before the game, they sneak in a feel-good story.
Yeah, they did that little sad story. They showed all the pictures on the field. Yeah.
The guy, his brother died, and they talked about that, and it's going to be like some quarterback's journey or some player's journey to the NFL and, all these things or whatever. And all those things, that's football. I get that. But what I don't like is all of a sudden I start hearing, oh, do you know let me tell you the first thing I heard. And you and I can have a whole different conversation about this because you and I are both in interrelational relationships. Mm-hmm. Right? So all of a sudden I heard, oh, did you know Saquon Barkley has a white woman?
Right, bro.
First it was that he's with the white woman. Then it's, do you know his baby mama's a white woman? Okay. So what? then all of a sudden, do you know she was on Twitter using the N-word?
Bro.
Nope, didn't know that.
Nope.
But kind of none of my business.
Why do you know that now? Huh? Why do you know that now? I'm just saying, why does the person that is even saying that even know that now?
Yeah, I mean,
you only know that because it's mass media around.
And I'm not talking about whether she should be using that word or not. That's not my point, right? Like that's a different subject, so that's why I'm not going there. But why I got to hear about a tweet from 2012? So that tells me I can't find nothing, in a feed from a day ago, a couple hours ago. So all of a sudden you found tweets from 2012. That means somebody went looking. Right? So that tells me it became important, maybe for ratings, maybe for God knows what, to all of a sudden stir the pot. And sometimes it's something like, oh, so-and-so mispracticed and went out on a binger and got caught with a prostitute. We'll see if he's out in time for the game.
Brother.
It's always something. It's always stuff that got nothing to do with football. Like her using the N-word or her being white got nothing to do with this game.
Don't even matter.
I don't know that woman. Not gonna ever talk to her. Not gonna ever meet her. I don't know Saquon. I don't know what that is.
Here's what I think. Saquon, people love to pick out a flaw, right? And it goes back to all the negative stuff that you see leading up to Super Bowl. It goes back to somebody researching, somebody strolling all the way down her tweets, okay, from 13 years ago. Somebody that ain't got nothing to do right. Probably, it could be a journalist, whatever. That's what they get paid to do, right? Find an interesting story, which I don't find to be that interesting. It has nothing to do with football. Saquon is an amazingly humble guy. You can tell. He's had many mic'd up where he's tried to give his teammates a shove his back. Mm-hmm. So it is very, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm just going to say crazy, for lack of better terms. it's crazy to me that people always try to shine light on the negative and never shine light on the positive. Okay, so for instance, they did a whole segment where a pastor went around and asked all the players what God meant to them, and this is not being publicized, right? You know, you see that
it's a personal thing.
It's a personal thing, right? It's they went around and they asked all the players in the Super Bowl, you know, if they were Christian and what God meant to them, and everybody gave an amazing testimony. I think that video I found only had like 20 likes on it. But you will go to that Saquon tweet and it's got like 50K likes and comment. I mean, it's crazy, man. Whatever, you know.
Yeah, and everybody's giving their point of view about interracial relationships or, you know, and I'm seeing tweets like, you know, and I know not everybody's going to agree, you know, with what I'm about to say, but this is how I feel because my kids are mixed half white. Okay. Mm-hmm. So I'm their mom, who I'm not with, is white. Mm-hmm. My current fiance is white. This is happenstance. Mm-hmm. I didn't say I hate white women or black women. I don't want to be with black women. I happen to end up, my last two relationships happen to be with white women. So what?
Ain't got no type.
Right? I do what I do. You can love it or hate it. Whatever. Right? That don't take away that I'm black. It don't take away that I was raised in South Central LA. None of it. You know, we could talk about that all day. However, that's not an interesting subject for me. That someone decided to date somebody else. Like,
that's so corny.
It's corny.
It's so corny.
It's corny.
Bro.
So I don't understand why that was a topic. And since that's not big enough of a topic, because there is a lot of interracial dating now of all types, right?
Oh, everybody gonna be light skinned. That's my theory. Give me 200 years. Everybody gonna be light skinned.
Yeah. Well, at some point, they're going to have to get rid of that form when they say check your race box because it's going to be so mixed. Yep. But the one thing I don't like, and I know this got ties to, you know, slavery and segregation and all that, but I don't like to carry ignorance with me. And I consider it some form of ignorance just because there was a time in America where they said, if you have a drop of black blood in you, you are black.
Yep.
If you identify black and you're black and one of your parents is black, then, you know, whatever. But my kids who have a black dad and a white mom, I have taught them to be proud of both sides of the coin.
Who you are.
I tell them, now we don't really pay attention on race like that. Like in terms of like racial context, we laugh in my house about it all. It's white people, black people, all of it. You know, and I teach my kids to be people first. After that, you know, I teach them pride of where they come from. That means my background. That means their mama's background. There's good and bad to all of it. Like we all at some point handled something incorrectly.
Yep.
And for me, the only way things are going to get better is to learn to accept one another and to bridge that gap, not to continue to celebrate the divide. So my kids are not, just because their dad's black, are not black children. They are biracial children.
They're just children. I mean,
they're just children.
They're children. I just say they're just children, bro. Yeah, all that type of black, white is
I hate these
construct.
labels.
Yeah, it's a construct created. And don't get me wrong. Okay, before everybody try to jump down and throw, okay, we understand oppression. We understand people have had it harder than others. That's not what we're saying. We're saying we're giving our kids a chance to come from a space of level-headedness when dealing with the world, okay? They come from both, okay? They have a ability and a gift to see the world through a new lens. That's what we're trying to show them, and I love that. I love that you even said that.
I love that you said it like that.
We're giving them a chance to see the world, okay? They're bridging the gap, okay? What if our kids are able to bridge the gap? None of our ancestors were white or black.
Right. I mean, it's been harder on both sides if you go backwards, right? You would say the way we are all starting to intermingle now, like there are people in the 60s and 70s that would think this is weird, the way People are commingling now, and that's good. That means it's getting better. It might not be perfect. I'm not speaking on the oppression that, urban neighborhoods feel and all that. We all know those things are true. And guess what? At this point now, even if it might be predominantly black or Hispanic or whatever, it ain't just black or Hispanic people. Like you and I both have met people of all cultures who have come from, who have been through it, who live in bad neighborhoods, who came up poor or whatever. So, that's it. Like my kids, they ain't grow up poor. They grew up middle class. You know what I mean? They're continuing to grow up middle class. I'm not about to raise them like they from the hood. They not. I'm from the hood.
Yeah.
So why would I continue to pull them back? I want to push them forward. And that's going to be, talking about things like race and culture. That's going to be how we talk about economics. Like my kids have had the blessings that I could never think of. And I'm proud to have given them that. And you know what? I wasn't the only person. Their mom has given them a lot of experiences. Their soon to be stepmom has given them lots of experiences, So that's just where I'm coming from on that. But in terms of, so we're not speaking about, just to bring it back, whether she should be using that word in a tweet, whether she's quoting a Kanye song or whatever. That is not what we're talking about. My point is, why are we talking about something that happened in 2012 that, for all I know, already got handled between them? Why are we talking about that in 2025? Because her fiance is getting ready to play in a big game. Like, don't you see that that's weird? We didn't talk about it 2 weeks ago. It didn't come up a month ago. It didn't come up when he got traded.
We sick, bro, because they had something to talk about. They had something to get their brain, wired up. When he got traded, I mean, all you could do is talk bad about the Giants. All you could do is talk bad about that situation. They didn't have nothing bad to talk about. And when it,
right,
people gonna find something to talk about, man.
So in the spirit of that, like, what do we do? Because this podcast, I think one of the things you and I agreed on is we want to talk about fun stuff. We want to talk about, also young people between your age and mine navigating through life. And what do we do with this thing called life? Now, we just two people trying to watch the game. And why does this narrative have to follow us into a game that's supposed to be fun? Why are we talking about personal issues that has nothing to do with the NFL or the game of football? This was, I don't know, were they even together at that point in 2012? I don't even know. Right? Like, why do we get those sorts of things? And we can leave the subject of Saquon at this point and just, because now we know what we're talking about, but why is that a thing? And like, how much marketing should be good. It's supposed to bring awareness to the thing to show you, oh, Travay, we know you like football. Here's some information to help you get excited about this game. That's what we should be seeing. Instead, we're seeing anything that will capture in our brain, good, bad, or ugly, because going back to this morning, you get addicted to the chaos, right? This is why Jerry Springer was so big back in the day.
I still love me a little Jerry Springer.
See?
I'm gonna go macro.
And to some degree, that was fun to watch, right? I watched it, right? How do we stop? How do we go, this is fun, I can watch it a little bit. Oh, this is kind of juicy and salacious. But then also now I'm not going to let this affect me. This is not going to get my wheels turning. I'm not about to spend hours on this, or where do you place that even? I don't even know. I don't have the answer for that.
I'm going to go with principle. And I'm going to go macro. I'm going to go big first. If you're trying to be a good human, right? If you're trying to spread joy throughout the world, and the first thing you do when you wake up, you don't talk to your spouse. You get on your phone and you see a negative feed. Okay. First of all, that's going to feed into any negative thoughts you have throughout the day. That's going to feed into your attention. Okay. Your attention is directed towards that. So now, you are getting addicted to seeing someone get hurt to seeing some sad story. And that's just the way our mind works, right? Okay. Our parents, okay, you grew up the same way. I know this for sure. As soon as they woke up in the morning, they turn the news on. Got to see what's going on in the world. Got to see the news. Got to see, and I'm not bashing the news, but the news does not talk about hardly anything positive besides somebody winning the lottery. Outside of somebody winning the lottery, there's a car chase, somebody robbed the bank, somebody got shot. These people over here are super sick.
Man, you really hitting on something. You really hitting on something.
I'm just saying.
Man, I used to, because of the habits of my parents, I would turn on the news as I was getting ready for school. By the time I was my son's age, actually, I would get up and put on Good Day LA and watch that. But you know what? By the time I hit my early 20s, I realized all I was hearing every day was all the bad things happening, and it got more salacious. It was more about celebrities than it was news. And then when it came to even just the weather, right? Here in California, it's too hot. It's too cold. It's too rainy. It's too windy. This is a great day, even though the show was called Good Day LA. And the hosts were funny. I used to be entertained by them. But yeah, you so right, man. At some point I was like, I don't need this when I wake up.
You don't. You need to have some, man. I thank God for you. Because you the one that told me, you like, man, when I wake up in the morning, I say I'm thankful. I tell my wife in the morning, and then they go get me some time to myself. Listen to me. If you just waking up and you hearing all these other people's thoughts, I don't care what nobody say. At some point, it starts to guide your decision making. Okay, if you listen to LA Today and then you go to your job and all of them listen to LA Today and all y'all got the same feeling from LA Today, or all y'all on the same wavelength, you're thinking the same thing.
And you get to work and you stand around the water cooler and you're talking about it.
Yes. It's and so that, okay, now to bring it back full circle, okay, this is the issue, okay? And the thing is, what's saddening is the people that are in the issue don't know they're in the issue until it really starts to penetrate how you move, how you think, how you feel. It can start affecting people's mental health. After a while, all the negative things going on, okay, because it's fine and dandy when you're talking about it, okay, but when a little bit of lights get shed on it, you go, why am I worried about that? Why is that news to me? What does it have to do with me? It's the Super Bowl. Is that what we on right now? What happened to this great journey that both of these teams have been on that we should admire? Okay, whatever, but I'm just saying, in this world, and I told you I'm going principle. In this world, if you want to be whoever you want to be, I pray that everybody wants to be an amazing human. You have to align yourself with the things that are going to make sure and put in front of your face the things that are going to make you happy, that are going to make you productive, that are going to pour back into you. If you go around a lazy person, their lazy tendencies going to rub off on you. If you go around a person that's always gossiping, you're going to start to gossip. If you watching bad news, guess what? All you going to talk about is bad news. I'm sorry. That's just the nature of the world we live in, man. It's sad. It's just a sad thing. My wife, I'm not saying that nobody shouldn't stay current. Trust me, stay current. I mean, know your stuff, know what's going on in the world, but don't get so caught up in it that you lose sight of everything else going on around you. Like,
it's so hard though, because it's everywhere though. And I mean, here's where I participated in it the most. I grew up in rap culture.
Ooh.
At one point, I was rapping, right?
Oh yeah,
I was in it.
We're gonna need a podcast and you give us a little.
Oh no, man, we be done with that.
I'll give you one. I give you a bar.
Oh man, well, I'll think about it. And
there we go. You gotta give us a little bar.
I was up on who beefing with who came from where, and remember, I started with just a love for music and hip hop. And all of a sudden you get sucked into who's talking about who. And then it was back in the day, it was the Source magazine and Double XL.
Oh.
And you start reading the magazines and then you see the videos when so-and-so say something about so-and-so and you're like, ooh. And then there's a song, you listen to that song. Now you talking to your friend. This is before text messaging. This is before most of the internet and all that. The internet just made that even more accessible. Then you got World Star and you watching that. And, and this is going to go into the halftime show, the whole Kendrick Lamar of it all, it gets interesting. You get sucked in and it becomes this common thing between you and your friends. And at the heart of it, you're talking about people getting shot, people dying, people, bad things happening in different places. And this is supposed to be, in music,
but
a multi-million-dollar,
Yeah.
Like, what are we actually doing? And then when something really bad happened, like Tupac dying, Notorious Big dying, you go, what are we doing?
Yep.
Right?
No. A lot of people didn't say, what are we doing? They were still talking about the beef. They were still talking about East Coast versus West Coast.
Then it gets to something ridiculous as East Coast, West Coast. Like, and I was like wholeheartedly all like, I'm from the West Coast.
Yeah, I know it.
It was a wild time, man. It was a wild time. And it's all for what at the end of the day? And I get like it's culture and, hip hop itself is about competition, but somewhere it got perverted, and got weird. But that's not just the fault of hip hop. Like we've been marketed to in that way. And I say we as everyone.
Everybody. Yeah.
Everybody. Right. Whether all of a sudden it became important to know that, Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt are divorcing or someone cheated on somebody. Like, why do I need to know that? I just love their movies.
And, as much as I got to say this, though, there is a group of people. And I got to say, I think I'm a special individual. Not to say I'm better than nobody, but I'm just confident in who I am. There is just a group of people that are obsessed with knowing that type of stuff. And that is very mind-boggling to me. I cannot wrap my head around why you need to know what is going on in a celebrity's life all the time.
Well, the part that's even worse to me is not that people are obsessed and they want to know. It's the point where they think that they know enough to have an opinion. When they go, oh, well, like, let's take Tom Brady's divorce. People had comments for days about how he should handle that.
I will talk about it. I ain't gonna count.
And like, it's like, what are you supposed to say to that? I don't know. I'm not there. I don't know what Giselle was doing. I don't know what Tom was doing. I know they had children to figure that out with.
Giselle with her trainer.
Yeah.
Her gluteus maximus.
Hey, I mean,
I know what you're saying.
That's Tom and his money. That's Tom and his woman.
Fact.
Like, I still remember before, just when he first met Giselle, right? He had his first son, and I think they had won the Super Bowl, and they caught him at CVS buying tampons for Giselle, and they like are watching him through the window, and they like, Tom.
That's terrible.
And I'm like, wow. And like they were asking him questions about his first baby mama because his first son was like a baby when they broke up. Mm-hmm. And they're like, Tom, like, is that for Giselle or whatever her name is, right? And I'm like, that's so fucked up. Like,
that's crazy, bro.
Yeah. And that became the thing. Let's talk about is Tom Brady a good person because he's now with this supermodel and not with his first baby mama anymore. And like, didn't she just have a baby and whatever? Like, I don't know. I'm watching the dude play football. That ain't got no business to do with me.
I don't.
Like, why do we know that? Why do we care?
Because the internet, you want to know why, for real? I mean, I tell the people why. Is because when you were into the stores and when you were reading your magazines, there was one defining thing. You weren't looking at it through a cell phone. The minute we got technology, the minute we got smartphones.
But I'm saying it was bad then too, Trey.
I know, but it was easier to get into your clique, get into your circle, to have your beliefs, right? Mm-hmm. And you got what you got.
You put it down, yeah.
When you got the internet.
And news was slower.
That's what I'm saying. When you got the internet, everything became instant. everything. This person's success, this person's failure, this person's high, this person's low. Who's working out and who's not. I'm just saying, when the internet came around, bro, we got all that useless information. You might have got it if you watch it on your TV show, if you turn on the news, but if you didn't watch none of that or do none of that, guess what? You wouldn't worry about it. I promise you, bro. I was so, man, I'm from South Carolina. I think I was so out of tune with everything going into the world. And I'm talking 2015. Like, I'm a young cat. Like, but just because of where I grew up and how my parents operated, like, I think I only knew like, and I still don't know a lot about the world, but I think I knew like 5% of the world. I was such a small town country boy, bro. It ain't even funny. You get out here, bro. It's just crazy. Like, just now that I'm older, if you grew up watching the Kardashians, which 90% of the women in California did, right? It has such a defining, what's the word I'm looking for? It was just a defining moment for women, and it still is for 20 years. Okay, the Kardashians are my pedestal, and I'm saying this for good and the bad and the ugly, whatever. I mean, they literally have shaped the whole culture of women. I believe that. I just believe
the crazy thing about the Kardashians is, again, going back to that show, Good Day LA, the host, and you can probably find it on the internet, Steve Edwards, right? Mm-hmm. He knew Kim Kardashian's dad personally. And I remember it was a few years, maybe a year or two after the whole Ray J situation. Mm-hmm. And she came on the show and she was talking about whatever she was talking about and, behaving as if she was wildly successful. I don't know how much that, they have, as a family or whatever. And Steve Edwards looks at her and goes, "Hey, I have a question for you." She's like, "Yeah, Uncle Steve." He's like, "I know your dad." "Yeah, that's why I call you Uncle Steve." Why do you think you've had so much success? Why do you think you guys are popular? And she said, "Oh, because of our clothes." At that time, like their biggest claim to fame was like their clothing store, whatever it was, right? Dash. At that time, she had just left a basketball player. What was his name? Humphreys or whatever it was. Mm-hmm. And he was like, "Why do you think you're so popular?" And she was like, "Oh, the clothing store or whatever." And he looked at her and he goes, "Do you really think that's what it is?" And he like left it at that. And like I knew, because I was in the know, he was referring to the sex tape with Ray J, because that had just came out. Mm-hmm. And that sex tape was literally the stepping stone. Because before that, they were running in circles. You can, and see, I'm about to expose myself and how much I was paying attention to things that was not important to me.
And ain't got nothing to do
with nothing I was paying attention to. But how do I know this, right? She was running around in circles, banging rappers and celebrities, right? And so she was known for that. So that's not going to make you famous. It's not going to make you any money. So she ends up with Ray J. They do the tape, and all of a sudden, that name is branded and catapulted. And now the store is selling and other things are selling and they're making money, X, Y, and Z. We find out later the mom puts out the tape. At least that's what Ray J says, right? So now they're uber successful. Now they're dating the highs of the highs. We know she married Kanye, who's now a billionaire. Money, 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 money. All these things. The sister marries Lamar Odom at one point, all those sorts of things. And this is kind of what they've done. And in between that, they've put out, when their name is a certain level, they put out a product that sells. They now have made a bunch of money. So
and that was the blueprint.
That was the blueprint. So you can talk about whether that's true success or not. I don't know. I'm not here to judge all that. But like, why, like that's a very different thing.
But I think now that you see, now we talking, okay, now you bringing it back. You helping me out, right? you get me back on track. Okay. Do you think that the reason people are looking for those stories because they're looking for their sex tape? I'm not saying that
It has to actually be a sex tape, but yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, are they looking for their shining moment? That's why they go search for Saquon's fiance's tweets from 2012. I'm saying they're looking for their moment as a journalist.
Well,
as
because
a
if you're the
publisher.
person that finds that tweet, right? Like, it becomes cancerous. Right? Because now if you, Travay, are the first person to find that tweet and then you throw on a podcast or you submit that, now not only does the information come out and blow up, but Travay gets to probably monetize that if he's smart. Now Travay's rich.
Yeah.
So now we in everybody's Kool-Aid.
Now we in everybody's business. Oh, we live in a toxic world. I think I'm just going to keep my head down and keep working.
You can't though. You can't. You can't. And I guess some of it, I guess you can, and that's what I'm saying. So like, not trying to be holier than thou, but holier than thou is what I meant.
They are not like us.
But at what point do you go, this is entertaining, funny, whatever, but also like, now I step away because I don't need to be consumed by this. This is none of my business. I shouldn't really add this to my life. Like,
I think
that's hard.
You got to know your path. No, it's not. I have to disagree because I listen to a lot of podcasts.
Okay.
I listen to a lot of motivational podcasts.
Okay.
I listen to Eric Thomas. I listen to, it don't matter. I listen to Les Brown. I listen to all these guys, right? Eric Thomas always says, okay, you have to know your core values and you got to live your life off principle. So you're listening to all this stuff. You're getting all this information. At some point, you need to be able to, as a grown adult, I'm not talking about teenagers. I'm not talking about kids. I'm talking about 25 and up. You got to be able to step back and go, how does this align with my goals? Talking about this, is this doing anything to benefit that's going to help my family? And where do I be from 10 years if I keep consuming this information? That's what you got to be able to do as a grown adult. Okay, you got to be able to decipher the two. If you cannot, you're going to end up in a whirlpool of mess. And that's just truly what I believe. I don't think it's that hard.
So okay.
I just think some people need to realize, what they're doing and what they're consuming. I don't think I don't blame the person for posting it. And I don't blame the person looking for fame off of the post. I don't blame him for making a sex tape. I don't blame the sex tape being released, whatever happened. I just blame the person that let it get them so caught up to, like you said, they feel like they need to have an opinion on this because it don't even matter. You're not getting paid for your opinion. You're not.
But isn't that that's the outlet that Facebook is giving us? That's the outlet social media is giving us.
And guess what? That's why those people are billionaires. That's why Mark Zuckerberg, however you say his name, he's billionaire. He's billionaire because he understands that people like to be heard when they thoughts really don't matter. Ain't that a trip? I
don't know. I think we all hope it matters, right? Because to some degree, that's why we're doing this podcast, because we hope our opinions matter and it helps somebody.
Yeah. Okay. Now, when you put it like that, you got a point. But right. I'm just saying, man, you got to be able to decipher. You just got to be able to decipher the two. That's to me.
And everything has a different box. Everything is a different box, right? There's entertainment or whatever, but I think at the root of it, we get consumed by the things that maybe should be a pause and like entertainment time and move on, yet we build our lives around it. That's the interesting. And then so when you said what you said, you got to be able to ask if, you can align this with your morals. Well, here's the problem with that, Travay. You don't get a cell phone or access to the internet at 25. You get it when you're like 11.
That's the sad part.
And a lot of times unchecked because parents have to work. And, and the further we go through history, right? Like a good chunk of my time, like my parents, they started off, we were, my parents, my mom stayed home for most of my upbringing. But there were chunks and times, years in there, where they both had to work. And I know there's a lot of single parent homes. I know there's a lot of situations where both parents have to work, right? That's the case in my household now. I'm just lucky that I get to work from home, and that kid ends up, with tools that they can get into stuff. I mean, we could get into stuff back in the day, but you know, it's really hard to go find.
Really get into some stuff now.
Yeah, but it was really hard to like find porn. It was really hard to find whatever. And now it's like you just type in the thing in a Google search, right?
And then boom.
Like your kid probably has access. Well, maybe not your kid because he's still young, but like I know my kid has access to the world at this point at 11. And it's my job to keep checking in with him and try to limit that access, try to educate him, try to get him to decipher things and tell him, hey, leave that alone. That ain't for you right now. Like, so one of the things I don't do is I don't say that's bad. Don't ever touch that. Never consume that. I'm going to say that's not for you right now. Like he wants to watch Deadpool. My son has not seen Deadpool. Deadpool 3 came out. That's a big thing. I was like, hey, I really want to watch that with you. It's funny as hell. That's not for you right now. Ask me next year. We talk about it. I'm going to see where you at mentally.
Yeah, because it gets, man, you get lost in it, man. And that's why I told you, bro, shout out to my wife. He's so in tune, bro. She's a child development major. She be so in tune with what these kids be consuming from as a baby, you know. Mm-hmm. She's talking to me about, you know, what our child is consuming at a young age, you know. And so you're right. I think parents need to understand that at 11, you're giving your child a phone. Don't be surprised if you go on their phone and there's some inappropriate things on their phone because there's inappropriate things that pop up on your feed.
I mean, you think
every day.
You think they're not talking about those things at school?
You feel me?
I mean, what was you talking about at school, right? I was hearing all the cultural things at school at that time.
And I didn't have nothing.
And I didn't have no way to research that. So I'm listening to my friend like, for real? Now I could be like, oh, he said, and I'm on my phone.
Oh, you're right.
Does your child have access to YouTube? He can find it.
Parents, hear us on this, man. We teaching, I mean, this is a class in itself on just guiding your children and making sure that they don't go down the rabbit hole like y'all do every night on TikTok. I'm just playing.
I mean, it's kind of, I feel like that's been monetized, right? The fact that we are as humans curious. So you know, you could take a thought where back in the day that would have caused you to sit and ponder and go read a book or ask questions. Now you can just Google search it.
Yep.
Right. And you can go down that rabbit hole without talking to anybody and you form your own opinions. Like you can find whatever you want on the internet. Right. Like you just can, like very easily. You can just find it. And, you know, if you want to believe aliens are real, there's that information. If you want to believe they're not real, there's that information. Right? Like there's no checks and balances now. Like, I mean, hey man, when you got AI, you know, controlling the internet now, which is a scary thought, that's a whole nother subject, but you know, it goes based on what the internet has available to it and it says, hey, show me, you know, our forefathers in America or whatever, and it gives you multicultural people and not all white folks, which was actual history. And it shows you people of all kind of races as, you know, whoever, it gets a little crazy.
Yeah, no, I would have to. Oh man, that's just. And California is just a beast. Like since I've been out here, I'm so blessed to, you know, been able to come out here and experience because you just get to see so many different walks of life, you know. To be short, in South Carolina, for the majority part, it's just black and white, right? It is a set culture, you know, out here, the mix, the news, what everybody's talking about is so different. There's so many cultures, okay? Just because what's going on in black culture, there's a whole different type of story and narrative going on in a Chinese household or a Korean household. You know what I mean? Or, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, or a Spanish household. Like, it's so crazy. Like, there's so much different things going on in the world. And I think that the phone has made that so much more evident. And the people you hang around. So say, and that's what I love about diversity and inclusion, right? People just start to kind of float into your bubble. I mean, they're not in your circle, okay, but they floating around your circle. So you get a little spin off on how they feel, how they think, what's going on with them. I mean, if you're talking to that person, you know what I mean? You just start getting all these different perspectives, man. And you just got to be careful, man. You don't know what you be having going on. I got to second you on that. I'm going to have to pray about that. You just told me something that's going to have me thinking all day. I mean, literally, 11. I mean, your kid, you talk about exposing kids to things that they don't need to know nothing about until they at least 13, 14, 15.
Yep.
And they going to get it regardless, but you can't be the one to help feed into what they getting.
You gotta trickle that flow. You can't let them have it all at once.
Yeah.
That's what life is, right? You don't want to rob them of their innocence. You want them to walk through that journey naturally.
Yeah, and
because the other way is bad too. You can't keep them eyes closed.
Yeah, gatekeeping is crazy. I'm real with you. I done seen that personally in my family. I done seen family members gatekeep their kids, right? Not expose them to nothing. And then when they come out, it's
bad choices get made after that, right?
Not bad choices, but the exposure to the world is like, it just hit. You know what I mean? You start to lock in. You you just go whatever way.
I've seen a lot of bad choices, like the old adage about the preacher's daughter. Because so like I've definitely seen that with a lot of people who all of a sudden they get that freedom, and they know nothing. They get turned out, like all of a sudden, like, oh my God, and they get crazy, and they don't know how to manage scenarios.
Nope.
So I'm afraid of that too.
Oh man.
Don't cry, man.
Oh, man. No, man, it's just I can't. It's too much. It's too much too early. It is 8 a.m. And it's just a little bit too deep. It's just crazy, man, because it's so true.
Yeah.
It's so true. How the world turn you, man. But
what did you think about the halftime show? Like in general, were you entertained before we get into any of the weirdness about it?
Oh man, I ain't gonna lie, the halftime show was lit. When I was watching it, of course, my team playing, I had a few beers. So when I was watching the halftime show, I literally thought I was partying with Kendrick. I thought I was out there at the halftime show with him. I'm talking about something. I was singing every song. My family was telling me to sit down. So for me, I thought he performed. I really did. I know some people say, oh, you can barely hear what he's saying.
Yeah.
Or, what I'm saying? He didn't curse. He had all his stuff bleeped out. But for the most part, I enjoyed it. But also, my team was blowing out the other team. So, of course, I would be having a good time. Now, the halftime show was great, man. I thought he did all his hit songs. And it definitely did. When the first time seeing it, I only looked at the halftime show on a very surface level. Like I looked at it just as pure entertainment. That's like literally, it's so crazy. Like,
okay.
I looked at it as just like, oh, this is a good show.
So you weren't thinking about any of the nuances about anything,
bro. I didn't catch no cues. Like I didn't catch no cues until you hit me. You text me and said he really showed out. And I was like, and then I started thinking, I was like, yeah, I mean, but for some reason that triggered me in my head to go back and watch it. And then all of a sudden I just started getting stuff on my feed about the show.
Okay.
Literally right after that, I just started getting people started posting about it.
Okay.
Oh, did you notice this? Did you notice this? And I was like, well, okay, I'm a part of the world. I mean, of America that watched it and didn't see all that stuff. So I was feeling a little crazy. You know what I mean? I would, but thank God for technology. I know we was just talking smack about it a little bit earlier, but
yeah,
I mean, thank God for technology where I can go back. I done rewatched the show 3 times now.
Okay.
And I'm gonna let you go because man, it is
it's a lot. It's a lot. So okay, before we get into all that, in terms of I don't know how often you watch or can remember the halftime shows for Super Bowls. Did this rank pretty high for you, or where did it rank? Was it just like a good show, like no big deal?
Bro, I dare say, and this is 100% my opinion. I dare say to my memory, I was born in 1997. Just to let everybody know, it's the best halftime show ever.
Really?
For what he performed, for how he performed, and the message he sent. And we'll talk about the message in a second. I get that, but how he performed, the stage he was on, in the Mexican scene.
Got it.
Ranks up there as the best.
Yeah, there was so much. There's so
it's a lot,
much.
Bro. A lot.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'll start with the positives. So I'm not the biggest Kendrick Lamar fan, believe it or not. I'm just not. Like all his music doesn't always hit me. His delivery doesn't always hit me, but he's got some songs I really enjoy and really love. I will say that what always gets me about him is he's very thought provoking. He's very meaningful in the things he says and does.
Mm-hmm.
I do like that aspect. And it was a nice switch to see a performance where there weren't a bunch of naked women or almost naked women, or like what looks like a bunch of weird gestures, and you're like, what does that mean? What does that mean? You know, in terms of like, is that like some weird, I don't know. I've seen some things.
Demonic.
And I'm not that person to really get deep into that, but sometimes you go, did that mean, you know?
It makes you question it.
And I
would agree.
Yeah, but maybe that's because I understood most of it, because here's the link between me and Kendrick. We come from the same area.
Yeah.
And so when he says certain things, like, I go, even though there's a few years between him and me, I go, I understand that. And I know where that energy comes from. So like this whole thing with him and Drake, I understood his tactic was, I'm going to do the one thing that Drake can't do, which is I'm going to live culture. You're not from America and you grew up Jewish. So
he killed
I'm
him.
just, so even the wording with Not Like Us, the things that he's saying, you know, a lot of his songs recently is just cultural. Like, you have to be there. Not only do you need to be from America, you need to be from the West Coast. It's just it's a West Coast swag.
Yeah, but that's just a layer.
Yeah, and that's just one layer. That's just one layer. So I got that. And so I'm speaking out of two sides of my mouth, because I was proud as someone who comes from that same area, Los Angeles, California, South Central LA, you know, and I'm going to talk from the other side of my mouth as an adult. And I go, well, while I'm proud of you and I feel for the culture, you should be doing a lot that you are doing. I don't know if the Super Bowl was the place for that.
Oh, see, you always stretch me on this. Okay, I wasn't expecting that.
That's my thing. That's my thing. Because, see, I know the people like me who are fans of his music or some of his music, we know, we follow him. The Super Bowl is, in essence, the halftime show is an advertisement, right? You drop little hints, little nuggets. You get things. You could throw little thought-provoking things here and there. You do your hits, right? Not Like Us is one of the biggest records last year, if not the biggest record last year. You do that because you got to, right? That's why they called you.
Yeah, that's why they hit you up.
You know, and you give nuggets, right? But to see, I'm about to talk about out of both sides of my mouth, because the pettiness is what I'm enjoying.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying.
Because he is petty as fuck. Like the way he looked into the camera. Hey, Drake. You know what I mean?
Like on his head.
Yeah. And he told him, I will go there, and I get it. And I get if the rumors are true and all that, do what you do. But what, you know, I always want the culture to advance. And so if people get scared or turned off and all of a sudden we go, we're firing Rock Nation, we're not doing any more hip hop acts, and we can't have that for the Super Bowl, I'm gonna be like, all that for what? For one dude? Right? Like I want the Super Bowl halftime to be versatile. I want all genres of music. I want young and old to be entertained. And so, yes, we did have like 50-year-old people who go, what does this do? Who is he? What is he doing? What is this music? I don't understand the words that are coming out of my mouth, out of his mouth. 100%. I don't understand the references he's dropping. What is this game over thing at the end, which was masterful. But, you know, and people are going to say, well, it wasn't for you. Well, it's a rated G entertainment
It's
family.
America's show, right?
Yeah, it's America's show. So like, we need to be inclusive, right? I mean, if you think about it, for me, the number one standard, the best halftime show I ever seen was Michael Jackson.
I see. I never. That was in '96. Okay, that was a year before I was born.
So I would tell you to this, the internet is undefeated, Travay. You should go watch that.
All right.
The man started by hopping out the stage.
And he stood still for 6 minutes.
And he stood still for, I think it was 2 minutes.
2 minutes?
Yeah. He just stood there. And if I remember correctly, he was like on all the pillars of the stadium. And they were like, how the hell did he get there? And like, he always did these like little magical things or whatever.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, he was just popping up all over the stage. From what I could remember, whatever, it was crazy. And he did all the hits. Yeah. And I know music is different now. And you can get away with saying a lot more and all that. But I just think I would have wanted him to, and I know he's putting himself in real life purposes. How did I say this? I told somebody, so I'm about to get deep with hip hop.
Take your time.
All right. So do you remember the Nas album, Hip Hop is Dead?
Vaguely.
So this is the sort of conversation he was trying to have at the time. So me, being at the age that I am, hip hop used to be our little gem, right? You would meet your friends. So, look, I'm driving around town, listening to Power 106, the hip hop station here in LA, and I Got Five on it. Come on.
I got five on it.
Okay. My mama singing that.
Ooh, that's
ask her if she know what that means. She don't.
No, but it's her jam.
It's her jam. It sound good. She's like, I don't know what we got five on, but we got it. Like she just singing.
That's music though.
Yeah. And so, but the meaning to things were over everyone's head. And you could say that of music, we could go back to the Commodores or, Rick James, like, all them songs, like who knew what Mary Jane was about?
Well, if you were just a person that didn't partake in it, you didn't know.
You didn't know. So therefore the regular class people can enjoy, and, the people who are in the know, they know. Right. And now because of hip hop culture being mainstream, everybody young and old trying to get in it, the internet, because hip hop has been monetized and turned into a tool that the culture is out there. So you can't really send subliminals anymore.
Yeah.
Everyone knows why.
They're gonna look into it.
Yeah. They already know what's going on. So they go, oh, so this Serena Williams is doing the Crip walk. That is the celebration the Crips do when they kill someone. Everyone knows. Everyone knows.
You know what I mean?
So, where if she did it 15 years ago, they'd be like, oh, she's dancing. I don't know what that dance is, which was dangerous because when I was in school, Lil Bow Wow was Crip walking, right? And I seen it with my own face because when I was in high school, the Crip walk became just a dance for everyone to do. And I went to a notoriously big school full of Crips, right?
Wow.
And so this one dude, I'll never forget, he was Crip walking. Some Crips stood right next to him because like every other person in the school was a Crip. And they looking at his feet go, and they like, okay. And he took one step the wrong way and got smacked right there, right on the quad. And like, if you knew, you knew. And I was like, that Crip walk turned into a blood walk, and he ain't appreciate that shit.
Oh,
that's what happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was that real. So this was the beginnings of like taking what sounds just like music that has real world application, but it's a regional thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like you monetized the hood and hood culture and you gave it to the world, and now it became entertainment.
And I don't know if the world ready for it. I got to agree with you on that.
They not. And it's not necessary. Like, to me, this is like, again, speaking as someone a little older now, I'm like, this is too much. This is all for nothing.
I won't say it's for nothing. I know we know what he was trying to do. I mean, you got to know that he had a plan, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's so layered. It was so well thought out.
Yes.
Every aspect of it. And I will say this, I'm going to go back to the point you made earlier. the Super Bowl is a chance for people to get their advertisements out, right? To get a message, to leave something in people's mind.
Mm-hmm.
What better way to leave something in someone's mind than to send a non-subliminal message, just a message?
I get it.
Just a message.
I get it.
And it's crazy because going back and looking at it for 3 times now, it's so evident.
He was not hiding. He was not hiding. I mean, he even said they like to sue, and he said certain, things, pertaining to, I mean, there's so many references. We could sit here and pull apart his lyrics all day about what he's referencing, all the way down to XXXTentacion's murder to,
Oh my God, dude, listen, before we get real deep, I want to give a special shout out to my man, Samuel J. The reason I got to give this shout out is because I don't know if there's many actors that could have went on TV and did the job he did for what Kendrick wanted. As far as it pertains to the show. I don't know if we get that same feel from Denzel. I don't know if we get that same feel from Morgan Freeman.
Well, some people wouldn't have been brave enough to do that. And you know why.
Me? But Samuel's cool with it because he did it in Django. He's done it in many. He's in Pulp Fiction. You know what I mean? He's that guy.
He's that guy.
So, man, just going back, I guess every time I see him, I just kind of laugh because the little nuances he do, the comments he make the show that much more deeper to me. So yeah, I had to shout my boy out. I ain't gonna lie to you.
And see, again, I'm like, okay, so Kendrick's a little bit of an activist. He wants people to be culturally aware. So in some ways he was speaking to America like, you don't see this is not in your life, but this is somewhat the Black experience for some of us. Let's talk about that. And that was the references, him and Samuel L. was,
They said too loud.
Right.
Too ghetto.
Right.
Oh, bro, it was, come on.
Right. And and so there were those things. And I would say I'm okay with some of that because, sneaking some of that in tastefully because there are, kids in the audience. There's millions of people watching. There's people in the stadium and all that. So that's cool. But you also have to remember at the same time, I mean, a part of me goes, get your fans, man, because had you just done a show that culturally everyone could respond to or a lot of people could respond to, they're going to go buy your CDs. Now they're going to go on Spotify and listen to you and they're going to get your messages. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Oh, you're saying. Yeah. You said he could have did it. He still could have got that across, but it could have been way more passive. It could have been in a way.
Maybe though. And I'm so saying that out the side of my mouth because as a former rapper myself, I feel how he went all in. As somebody from LA, I feel why he went all in. As someone who, I'm going to say it. I got a diss record against Drake.
We got to hear that.
Guess when I wrote it? Guess when I wrote it?
2006.
No, Drake wasn't out 2006, I don't think. 2011.
You wrote in 2011?
2011.
Hey, we need that. If you listen to this podcast, please drop a comment and say drop.
Yeah. I used to refer to Drake as Wheelchair Jimmy from Degrassi.
That's crazy.
And I did it over, what was that song? Started from the bottom, now we here? That beat? I did it over that beat. So I'm not as skilled as Kendrick is, now, but, I said my piece because I knew that this was all perpetrated by money and it was all fake and,
you had to get on
and I
head.
was in that phase of my life still where I was like, I don't like all this fake bought,
this whack.
Yeah, because I knew people were getting hurt behind it. Not because I was so hard. It was because I know where I come from and I know that I survived my culture, right? And I survived the lifestyle and, there are things to learn and to share and to exploit it for money and act like it's, you know, it's the thing to do. You know,
it's crazy work.
It's weird. Like you hustling backwards. You hustling backwards. Yeah. And you're perpetrating that as someone from Canada, for someone from, you know, who don't come from that background at all.
Don't know nothing about it.
Don't know nothing about it. And so now you do, because you surround yourself around, you know, people in that life that you can pay so they won't hurt you.
Man, let me say this, man. I'm going to say it from my neutral perspective. And this is what I got to say in all heart. Drake got, when the whole stadium stood up and said A minor, that was the nail in the coffin of the show. Okay.
Yeah.
You got hundreds of thousands of fans, people at home watching TV, those that could sing along, they all said A minor.
Yeah.
So culturally,
people said it at home.
Exactly. So as far as it pertains to culture, no, people are still going to listen to Drake. Understand that he's a pop star, but now he is in the same category, dare I say, as R. Kelly. As far as your thoughts about that artist now and P. Diddy. So when you think about, and I'm not saying he did what they did, but now when you listen to his music, it's going to hit. Like when I go back and listen to Bump and Grind, you know, it's smooth. And then, you know, the realness in me is like, nah, this dude is weird though. Hey, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I still have issues. I still have issues drawing the line between the artist's work and the artist themselves.
And you should be able to draw a line between two, I believe.
It was for some, I think for some people it's harder. Like, for instance, R. Kelly, it's harder because you know damn well some of them songs is about them girls.
You feel me? The type of R&B?
Yeah, so that's a little hard, you know. And Michael Jackson, a lot of accusations that weren't proven, so I have no issues with that. You know, I was never a big Diddy fan, but he got a lot of songs that he's attached to. You know,
and he got a lot of weird stuff. He got a song, and for lack of better terms, I just gotta say it for the podcast. He said, somebody told me the other day, and I ain't never heard this song, but I went and listened to it.
Okay.
I think Biggie might have said it. He said, "She looks so good, I'll suck her daddy."
Yeah. I mean,
like, that's weird.
It's other things too. Like
that's so weird.
So many other things. So
like, who let that slide? Like, why am I just not hearing about this?
Yeah, I mean, we could do a whole episode on all the things Diddy might be attached to.
I'm saying, Drake, as far as everything come out about, you know, messing with underage and he's not from here, so he thinks differently, which is true. He's not from Black American culture. He's not.
And he don't have to be. So let me clear that up. He don't have to be.
But
he could do music. He could do rap. Once upon a time, we had that issue with Kanye West. I don't know if people remember that. When Kanye was like, Jay-Z didn't even want to put Kanye West on. That's what took him so long. I heard of Kanye West back in 97.
But Kanye West's mom was blue collar though. He wasn't from the slums, but.
Right. But that's where hip hop was. So he became a producer. How I first heard of Kanye West is I used to listen to this female rap group from Chicago called Infamous Syndicate. And he was producing for them. So I was like, Kanye West. Okay, cool. And then he ended up with Rockefeller, and then Jay-Z wouldn't let him rap for a long time. That was before the whole backpack era, you know, with Pharrell and him and all that. And all of a sudden Kanye come out, and notice Kanye West wasn't talking slick in the beginning. He was kind of like on that like smart rapper, whatever. And people loved him for that. He was doing good music.
Gonna lie, though. Go back and listen though. Hey, I'm gonna challenge you on this.
He a black dude from Chicago. So
Fact.
you gonna have, I don't care, like if you grow up in the hood, if you grew up in any sort of urban community,
you know a little,
you know something about something. So you're gonna have a little ruggedness around you. This is why we love Eminem. Eminem gonna gotta be black. Right?
He Eminem.
He Eminem from Detroit, from the slums, right? So, you know, So that's what I'm saying. So same thing for, Kanye. And I think hip hop was a little afraid to embrace that because we were all about, that deepness of the culture. But he found his lane, and that kind of made way for a few other things. And he made some good music, right? Like, that it just is what it is. So you don't gotta be from the hood to do good music and have people listen to you. It's perpetrating like you are. I mean, I could talk about a lot of people, like, and I've seen this, like when you do the math. I mean, hell, I'll say it. Even Lil Wayne, as much as he grew up in the slums, right? I mean, that dude was running around with millionaires on TV by the time he was, what, 13, 14?
Yeah, but then he took a turn though.
So how long was you in the streets, really? I'm sure you've seen what you've seen. I'm sure I'm not taking away any hood credibility. I'm just saying, don't act like your whole life has been that.
Was the hood.
Because you got a very powerful message if you just tell the truth. You came up, you won. Why we can't talk about that?
Nobody want to talk about that.
No?
Like
okay.
you said.
I'm just saying.
And so that's but that bring it back what I'm saying about Drake. Okay? He was making bread. I can name a number of tracks.
Why couldn't Drake just come out and say, childhood actor? I don't know what the first 13 years of his life was, but whatever age he was when he got on Degrassi, did that. I don't know what kind of money he made. He's probably doing all right. And then, black dad, white mom, from Canada.
That's not dope.
But if you rapping and you good, then it is what it is. But the thing is, if you go back and you find early Drake records or what Drake was doing, he was the worst, dude. Like, I mean, there's video footage of him trying to rap using the N-word hard ER because he didn't know how to say it.
Oh, that's terrible. And I'm like,
you don't come from that life, obviously. So why are you using that word?
Oh, man.
It's weird.
Man,
but then he puts himself around people from Texas, why is his name skipping my brain right now? Jay Prince and them, because he friends with Jay Prince's son. And people in Atlanta, like Kendrick already laid this out, right? Go listen to Not Like Us and all these other songs. He lays it out. So this is where you got your culture. You bought your culture. The way you talk, the way you behave now, you bought that. You put people around you for that to legitimize who you are. Like, and if you go through rap history, there's a lot of that with people you think actually, you think they're that guy and they really aren't. They paid really to be that guy.
Yeah, they really whack.
Like Chris Brown walks around LA. I mean, he's an official what he is now, but where did he come from?
Where Chris Brown from?
Chris Brown from Virginia. Some small town in Virginia with like 2,000 people in it.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah. And then he got famous. He came out here. He started hanging out with certain people, whatever he is from where he is now. And at this point, he done did what he did, he done put in his work, but he chose that for whatever reason. So I'm not critiquing what he ended up being now, but it didn't start that way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so I always wonder why people make those sorts of choices. And maybe Chris Brown's more official because he actually probably went through it. But, I don't think he had to, but he chose to.
Yeah, that's the guy he wanted to go in. And I just want to say, man, the culture needed it, though. Regardless of Kendrick shouldn't have did it or not, I personally believe that thanks to the internet, I hate to say that, I think it really, really, that halftime show is going to sit in some people's minds for a while. And here's another thing you said. You said that you didn't want hip hop to be canceled at the Super Bowl. And quite frankly, I don't think they can.
Why not?
And I'm saying that with full confidence. They cannot because football is hip hop. It is the same. Football is hip hop.
Ooh, we're having our first disagreement today.
Yeah, football is not the whole. I'm not saying the whole brand.
Yeah.
But man, you can go down the ranks. I mean, the references, rap always references hip hop.
Yeah.
You see a number of football players who are friends with artists. You see it throughout the season. Shouting out the players. If the NFL decided not to go hip hop in the Super Bowl anymore, they would take a hit, and the NFL not about to lose no money, and that's why I say that. As far as it pertains to money, no, they're not about to lose no money. So yeah, I highly doubt that'll happen, because one of the best performances I did see was the West Coast performance by Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, 50 Cent, and that was somebody everybody could relate to, right? You're 60 or you're 10, right? That performance was executed to a high level as well. So what Kendrick did, he did get off the white line. He did kind of bump the side of the road a little bit. He was in the divider, but he got his car back on the road.
Yeah.
And he didn't kill anybody on the way. So.
I mean, I think they absolutely can, because, what I saw is after the Janet Jackson, Justin Timberlake debacle, what happened? The NFL got super conservative about halftime. Super conservative. Yeah. When NBA players started dressing a little too hood to pregame, all of a sudden they were wearing things, and, they were finding out that, so-and-so's shirt got gang ties or this or that. What did they know? What did they do? They enforced a dress code.
Yeah.
Now everybody got to show up in suit and ties to pregame, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you got to remember, this is $1 billion investments. So if for some reason they think enough of America, the people that go to the games, the people that watch the games, are not happy, they will switch it up.
Yeah.
They'll find something that appears neutral, but is comfortable. And they probably should. I don't want to see that happen. I want to see more hip hop acts. I want to see more, maybe blended acts of different things. I want people to have a good time. I enjoy halftime shows. So, you always wonder who's going to be there and what they going to do from their catalog. Or who they going to bring with them, Like, that was the whole thing. People were wondering, hey, who is Kendrick going to bring with him? But I
was hoping he was going to bring out more people, to be honest.
I didn't mind. I mean, I didn't mind how he did it. I just felt like it should have been more of an average. See, let me shut up, because I'm going to go back and forth.
It should have, you're saying, I get what you're saying. You already said it. You already say you're speaking out of both sides of your brain. You're speaking out of the person who can relate, and as an adult who done experienced some life and has grown his mind a little bit and developed. What I'm saying is what Kendrick did best is he appealed to his target audience.
He did.
I'll say that.
He did do that. He did do that. And I'm proud of Kendrick. Let me put that out there. I'm proud of Kendrick and what he's been doing. And if I was with him, if like we were friends or whatever, I'd be out there with him. Let me put it like that. I would be out there with him.
So I had a few questions. What do you think? Cause I don't know. What, if you could sum up the show in a few words, what would you say his overall message was? If you could sum it up, right? It's a lot of layers. I get that. What would you think his overall message was? Cause I sat down and I thought about it, and here's what I came up with. Okay. I said, his overall message is, look to your left and to your right. We all bleed, right? We all the same. That's what I say. Looking at every layer of it, we're all on the same playing field. Yeah. And y'all see that. That's what I thought the overall message was. Looking at it, we done been without. We just trying to, as a culture, we're trying to survive. We're trying to get our family in a good position, just like everybody else. That's just what I took from it. Okay. But that's me.
I'm gonna say awareness, and just just saying pretty much. How do I break this down?
Take your time. You good.
I think he really wanted to point out, like, I think a lot of people will say, I saw a lot of comments about black excellence, black power, all that. I didn't get that I mean, I guess that's in between that or whatever. Or maybe I think a little more versatile than that. But what I saw was just trying to make everyone aware that we are here, that there's a culture here. We are also proud to be American. That's why he had American colors there, you know, and bring awareness so that there can be everything can be dealt with accordingly, right? You know, people can get the help they need. People can be seen if they need to be seen, regardless of race, culture, or creed. That's what I got. Like we're going to bring everything to the forefront versus like, you know, if we're talking about people doing inappropriate things, if we're talking about culture that needs to be uplifted, if we're talking about people that need help, let's bring it to the forefront in front of America and say, let's deal. That's what I got.
Let's talk about some symbolism. I like that. That was really good. I love that you broke that down like that. That was good. Now let's talk about some symbolism. As he's performing, after Samuel Jackson talks, and he tells him he's too loud, he immediately goes into playing Humble. He has his dancers line up as American flag. The flag is split down the middle with Kendrick standing at the center. Okay, so he's in the middle of the flag. Is there any symbolism in that? I thought so. I thought that Kendrick was trying to say we have a divided America right now. Is what I saw from what I took from it. If I'm looking at a subliminal message, that was one to me.
I don't think that's subliminal. He's in the middle of it.
You know what I mean?
I'm in the middle of it. I'm for it. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. I'm dead center.
And he, standing in Divide America, he played, everything he did was so well thought out. After Samuel Jackson says too loud, too ghetto, he played his song Humble as the humble, as, you know, as this culture. And I'm saying from a neutral perspective, we should humble ourselves and not be loud and not be proud of Black culture, right? But on the other end of it, right after that song, he played Loyalty. So he played those songs back to back, right? And it was totally planned. And Loyalty is all about, you know, being who you are. Stay true to who you grew up.
We can do it all, right? We can do it all.
Oh, bruh. And so then he played, I want to say he played Squabble Up. But
yeah.
He played Squabble Up. And then Samuel Jackson goes, you were getting close.
Yep.
Scorekeeper deduct one life. And that right there, I'm talking about right now, that gave me chills. Because it was so, that symbolism right there was just, with everything going on in the world, you know, people dying, all this stuff happening in the past, Black Lives Matter, whatever. But, you know, that happened. That was like, whoa. Cause I don't know why I didn't catch that the first go around. I don't know what happened. I didn't catch that. But when I go back and watch it, it's crazy. So I'll say again, his symbolism was top of the chart. I mean, it was, and I go back to Samuel Jackson, man. He really pulled through for my boy. And on top of that, that's not the only symbolism he had. We haven't talked about the controller, the PlayStation controller.
Yep.
And I believe that Drake
the Squid Game reference.
The Squid Game reference. And Drake is sponsored by Sony. So like it's so layered. It's crazy.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Yep.
And to finish it. And to finish it with Game Over. Says that, you know, Drake is done.
But Samuel L. Jackson started with saying this is the great American game. And he ends the set with turn the TV off.
So are we all under this lens? Is he saying that, and coming from a neutral perspective, is he saying that a great portion of America is under this lens and it's time to wake up and see what's going on?
Turn the TV off. Go outside. There's so much there. There's so much there. Like stop paying attention. Yeah, look around. Stop paying attention to what you've been fed.
Damn.
Right? There's a lot going on. And he's not just talking to Black folks.
Facts. He's trying to wake everybody up.
That's it. You know, and again, like it's so crazy if any of this ends up being true about Drake, right? Like, cause then we're talking about rich people. I've heard some wild things that I don't even want to repeat.
Some wild things, man. You done talk.
Hotels that hide your secret, animals being abused, like all kinds of children, all kind of things. Like, I'm like, this can't be real.
I don't want it to be real.
This can't be real on any level. But then the more you hear about what is possibly happening with Diddy or, you know, what's that dude's name? Jeff Epstein.
The more you believe it.
The more you like, it got to be, some part of it got to be true because they keep coming up.
Yep.
Right? So, you know, and these are the people that people worship. People are listening to and they hanging on to it. And, you know, no one wants to say this is wrong if money is involved. So how long do we do that if that's true?
Ooh, no, you didn't just say that. Ooh, don't say that. Don't say the truth, bro. That money will make you do something.
That money will make you, man. And like, how do you end up there? How do you end, you know?
I know how you end up at a Diddy party.
Man,
I know that.
Apparently some people don't even know how they end up at Diddy parties. So
I know how they end up at Diddy party. They homeboy who had a homeboy that knew somebody that knew Diddy. They done sent out 3 texts to 3 different people. Now you there, but you the furthest, you the most random of the people there. And you got that drink and like, you start to feel a little funny. You start to want to party a little harder. Then they take you to a back room.
They ask if you want a massage.
They ask if you want a massage because you look tense out there on the dance floor. Next thing you know, Diddy coming in talking something, what's going on, man? And you wake up feeling funny. And that's it. And that's it. And that's it. I mean.
And you can't tell because they got you on tape enjoying it.
Yeah, yeah. You sitting there, you like that. You living your best life.
You living your best life because you high as a kite. I don't know, man. I mean, you know, like on all seriousness, I don't know.
But, I mean, no, but it's just, it's sickening and crazy to think about. It is, man. So to bring it back, that is why I have that opinion about Kendrick's concert, because it forces people to think.
But
it forces you to think.
Did the little, I don't know, 10-year-old who's just going to his first Super Bowl or watching it with his dad, did he need that message?
No, man, see, don't do me like that.
I have to though, because that's what some people's point is. And that's what I'm saying. I don't know if that's the proper place to have that conversation, but what better place? See, when there's a revolution, when there's something going on, like a protest of some sort, it's not done in convenience because you don't wake anybody up. Right? When they boycotted the buses, so a lot of people needed to go to work that day.
Yeah,
a lot of people needed to come around town that day.
Yeah,
and they asked you to just not, right? So, and you're like, wait, I need groceries. I don't have a car.
Like,
can't walk.
There.
You know, but it's like 3 miles down the road. I ain't got that kind of time. My feet hurt.
Well, too bad. You're part of our cause now too,
right?
So, and I just.
So what do you do, right? Like now, little, you know, whoever, little Timmy, who just want to see Patrick Mahomes throw a touchdown. Is like,
is America divided, Dad?
Dad, what's this about loyalty? Be humble.
What? Who do we sue? Who sues what?
Who's Drake?
What is 40? What is he talking about? 40 acres and a mule,
right? Like he wasn't ready, right? And so you could say, yeah, that dude, that little kid needs to be woken up and know what world he gonna live in. But is that your call to make?
Yeah.
If you're a parent and your kids get exposed to something you had no intention of exposing them to, wouldn't you be upset? Or if you came, or you yourself came just to watch a game and all of a sudden someone preaching to you, wouldn't you be like, I ain't come here for that?
I mean,
it's so many layers. You can't make everybody happy. You can't make everybody, but that's why we have things rated G, right? When you go see the Super Mario Brother animated cartoon, everyone should be relatively safe watching that movie.
Yeah.
You're not going to get no F-bombs in that movie, right?
I get what you're saying. If the halftime show rated G, you should.
It's rated G.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not gangster, general.
Yeah. Gangster. Yeah. Gangster. Yeah. Wrong rated G. But yeah, I guess that's a different way to look at it, man.
But
I don't have the right
though.
answer.
I gotta keep saying
right?
this. Salute to Kendrick.
I don't have the right answer, but he did it.
It take balls to do it. It take balls to do it. Let me say that.
I mean, it's done now. Timmy scarred, so we'll see what Timmy do if he become a black rights activist when he grow up. Then we'll say kills Kendrick.
How much just an activist?
Activist. Oh, facts. Just activist. Just trying to better the world.
Just better the world.
If he grow up trying to do better by people and make peace and get everybody on the same playing field, and guess what? Something good came out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you said it. You hit the nail on the head. As an adult, as a parent,
I mean, I didn't have to explain it to my kid. He kind of know because I'm his dad, so he kind of know.
Yeah, you be having him locked in.
What's going on with the whole Drake thing? Like my whole house kind of know, but he don't know.
Yeah,
and so I didn't have to really explain much. So maybe I'm making a little much of this than kids be dancing around hip hop anyway. So
they do, but once again, do they need to know? I mean, I knew a lot of hip hop, but I didn't learn what a lot of hip hop meant until I got older. I mean, I was listening to 50 Cent, but there's messages in every song. There's meaning behind every word.
Yeah. I mean,
like
listen,
said,
man, like
your mama didn't know what 5 on it meant. He was just like, I got 5 on it. So,
I mean, listen, like I was, kind of off subject, but like to the same point, like, I was a little kid watching Knight Rider with my dad back in the day, and, I just liked the fancy car, and the guy was talking to his car through a watch, and the cool little action scenes of the car jumping and all that. Mm-hmm. I didn't think about none of the politics in that show. When I got older,
political?
Well, not political like that, but like what I'm saying is like I didn't notice a lot because I was a kid, right? And I just thought this dude's cool. Like he wears a nice black jacket, he drives a cool car, X, Y, and Z. I rewatched the series about 3-4 years ago. And I'm like, this dude was a womanizer like a motherfucker. he was getting it in every town he was at. Yeah. The car even asked him like, yo, why you got to do so much of that? And I'm like, I totally missed that. And my dad would let me watch it whenever. Like I would pop the tape in and just watch it on my own and whatever. Not that it was bad, but like, I think when you younger, those references fall short sometimes until you're ready to catch up. So unless someone really perverts you. So maybe little Timmy was safe the whole time.
But also, it always comes down to this: what the parent is willing to expose the child to. Like you said, you said because your son's around you, he catches, the cues sometimes because that is just how you run your household. Mm-hmm. Some parents are okay with letting their kids know what's going on. Some parents, too. If I was with Zeke, my boy, you said something good earlier. You said you ain't ready for that yet. That's what you tell your son. Mm-hmm. You're not ready for that. If I was Zeke and he asked me all them questions, I'm just looking at him and say, you ain't ready for that yet. And we just gonna keep on jamming out. You know what I mean? Like, that's just how we gonna run it.
Yeah.
And that's my opinion on it. And I love how you brought that back around. That was good, Ra. I love how you brought that was good. That was good.
I mean, that's my perspective, man. We could go back and forth on that all day, but it'd be interesting. Like I'm sure we're gonna hear from the people we know listening to this podcast, and I think I'll end up doing a poll or creating a comment section where people can kind of chime in on what they think. Because I want to hear from other people what they think about that whole situation.
Definitely do a poll. 2 polls. You gotta do one, yes or no. Rod drop his Drake this, and then another poll on the perspective of should he have done the message or should he not have? Should he have sent that message or should he not have?
A minor.
Yeah, like that was fire though. That A minor was fire. He didn't even say nothing. Everybody was saying that joke. I was at the house like, I looked at my wife, you know what I mean? We watched the Super Bowl. My wife looked at me and said, Drake's done. He's done. He's done.
Game over. Game over. Man. All right, man. Shoot.
That's good. We're good. I'm good, man. That's good. I think I can go all day talking about the halftime show. I got so much stuff. But no, I think we're good. I think we had a.
Yeah, I think we're gonna close it out right there. I think we just want to hear. Man, there's so much. Are we gonna probably readdress this? We're gonna see what happens in the next few weeks, I'm sure something will develop. And we could probably cover it again from a different angle after we sit with it. But yeah, I don't know what we're going to do yet, being that, this is episode 2 in the can. We're going to have to like create some sort of comment area or give an email out, but we definitely want to hear back from y'all. Maybe on the Instagram, or something like that. We'll kind of have something up or whatever. We'll figure it out.
Growing every week, man. Whoever listening, thank you guys for tuning in. Amazing, you guys. This is I love talking to my boy Rock. This is good right here. I'm not gonna lie to you. I thoroughly enjoy this.
Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. All right, we out. And
all right.
In the words of Kendrick Lamar, game over.